late than never, I guess. So, we're going to talk about Godzilla X Kong, the new empire. Is it Godzilla X Kong, or is it just Godzilla Kong? There was an interview with director Adam Wingard talking about the movie, and he just said Godzilla Kong, the new empire. So why even bother putting an X in the title? Just leave it blank. Don't put anything there. Title troubles aside, we both loved the movie. We thought it was great. Didn't you love it? I loved it so much, Zilla. Okay. We are living in the best of times right now as Godzilla fans, and I guess generally as kaiju fans. But we had Godzilla -1, we had the Monarch Legacy of Monsters TV show, kind of, which was okay. And now we have Godzilla Kong, the new empire. Spoilers ahead. We will be talking spoilers. So we're not going to summarize the plot because we assume if you're watching this video, you already saw the movie. First things first, worst product placement I think I've ever seen in a movie. This Volkswagen ad that literally shows up in the middle of a very emotional scene between Rebecca Hall and little Kaylee Hoddle. Like, oh my goodness gracious, get that stupid car out of the fucking frame. I do love that Kong is the center of these movies and Godzilla is kind of just there as a sideshow attraction. So we saw it twice. First time in IMAX and the second time in Regal's 4DX experience. Now, we had seen a few movies in this format before, but with Godzilla Kong, it is the perfect marriage of movie and format that we have ever witnessed. Well, no, not witnessed, experienced. In case no one's ever experienced a 4DX auditorium, it's kind of like D-Box on steroids. The seats shake, rattle, rumble, and throw you around like crazy. You get sprayed with water. There's supposed to be snow falling on you. There's wind, lightning, scent. Oh, sorry, that was me. I just ripped ass that time. I had the Chipotle for lunch. But the point being, if you have the opportunity to see the movie in 4DX, and ours was in 3D as well, please do so. It was a perfect harmony of Monster Brawl meets theme park attraction. Our entire audience was cheering and applauding. Popcorn was flying all over the place. And obviously, you know, the highlights of the movie are all the monster action, particularly from the point once they got to Egypt onwards. Before that, you know, the stuff with Kong and Hollow Earth, it's fine. I think little Zuko, baby Kong, you know, I like that scene that the two of them shared on the cliffside together at sunset, where you can tell that Zuko has never really learned to trust any of the other apes before, and Kong is finally able to break through to him and gain his trust, which then comes back in the final act when Zuko helps him twice. I thought Godzilla sleeping in the Colosseum like a cat was amazing and hilarious, and everyone can connect with that. But the scene in which he stalked, what was the name of the other kaiju? First of all, too, hate that they call them titans. Stupid. Call them kaiju. Just makes more sense. But when Godzilla was going to fight the Titan Tiamat, Tibet? Call him Tibet, because I don't know how to say it. When he was going to fight that one, they have that stupid submarine crew full of humans following along just to dump stupid easy exposition. I would have preferred if the camera omnisciently just followed Godzilla underwater to the Arctic, and we as an audience learned what he was doing, because obviously you'd see him fight the monster, and then hide in the ice, and then evolve and burst out roaring in the trailers. That is, I think, in a weird way, in these movies, it's overthought rather than being underthought. They overthink how to make the human scenes interesting or important. I don't know, there's too much plot. I think Godzilla vs. Kong, the last movie, had the perfect balance of it. The human scenes were there just to move us from set piece to set piece and get to the action. But with this, there's just too much exposition to get to Scar King and Shimo. It's like we know they're gonna fight, just cut to the chase. That being said, I love Brian Tyree Henry's performance. Oh, he's gonna be Megatron now, too. I can't wait for that. And Dan Stevens as well in a Hawaiian shirt. I could look at him all day. Mothra was a nice surprise. Always cool when the Queen shows up. And I love that kind of justice was served with that shot of Godzilla and Kong charging, running into battle like buddy cops. I heard so many people talk crap about that shot, about how it doesn't look realistic, it looks weightless, it looks stupid. But then both times we saw the movie, the audience cheered specifically for that shot. So, On that note, too, sort of with a little bit of absorbed knowledge of visual effects, I think the reason that people were having the reaction to those shots the way they were, they look weightless and unrealistic, is because the lens is wrong, the camera's moving too fast, there's no proper depth of field. You look at Godzilla 2014, the way everything's shot, and it's not just the angles, it's the speed, it's the speed of the camera versus the speed of Godzilla and the Mutos, and the depth of field, and all of the atmosphere, everything is working to make Godzilla look huge in that movie. Whereas in Godzilla Kong, it's not that. They're shooting them like they're people, like they're fucking WWE, fucking suplexing you off the pyramid, That, it's a different language of filmmaking for the visual effects work, but I think it was successful. And on a final note, I love that at the end, Godzilla gets to take his nap again, and Kong returns with Shimo underground to usurp the throne from Scar King. And while no one outward says it in the movie, it is inferred that Kong, Monsterverse Kong, is now King Kong. And I love that. It's poetic. Indeed.